What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are doing a live stream. I need to do some stuff real quick. I need to send this to the Discord if I can. Let me see here. One moment, getting things set up. Here we go. Nobody's in here yet, so that's okay. That works. Discord. Send it to the wheelhouse, and boom. There we go. All right. Sorry for my absence for the last couple days, you guys. It's been a hectic couple days for me, and it's kind of my fault, man. I took some edibles last night and I got way too high. Truthfully, that's what happened. I could not make a video last night, you guys. I passed out, and the day before I also actually fell asleep, but not because I was on edibles. But anyways, without any further ado, let's get into it. We're going to talk about Bitcoin Cash today. We're going to talk about plug-in, PLI. We're going to go through a whole list of requests that we have, or that I have here. We'll look at Ravencoin, and we'll look at Vayot. I don't know, VAI for Average Jane. We're going to look at that one. We're going to look at some others too. But to start it off, let's talk about Bitcoin Cash, because it looks like this this final drop that I've been talking about, it's becoming more and more apparent as the days go on. But I mean, maybe not. You know, it's possible that we could reverse this day here. That could have been the low, and we go up from here. But let's just see how it all looks. I do want, what was I going to do here? Hold on, real quick. Where are you? There you are. Okay, I can see I got two other people in here. What's going on, whoever you are? What's up, Ryan? BTBT, yeah, we can check out BTBT. Maybe we'll talk about BTBT first after this. BTBT, Clean Spark, and then jump into all the other requests that I have lined up too. Again, guys, sorry I've been gone for a couple days. It's a horrible excuse as to why I was gone, but it won't happen again. It won't happen again. I will definitely continue to make videos every day, as I normally do. From low to top here, you can see that we have bounced off of this 0.5. Is this right? This isn't right. It is right. And I'm on the fib. No, that is right. Okay, so we bounced off the 0.5 area, holding this 123 moving average, and it looks like we do want to break below it. As of right now, this day has moved down quite a ways, all the way down to 183. We're at 189.5 right now. It might look bullish to some degree, but we could still inevitably continue our way downward. Maybe we go up, maybe we move up even above $200 and still work our way down, but we'll see. We'll just kind of look at this. There's not a whole lot of volume. Really not a whole lot of volume at all for this move, so that's probably why we didn't continue prices down. Let's see. Looking at the 4-hour RSI, I did make a post on Twitter. Let's go to x.com real quick. X.com. No, not x at x.com. Whatever. Home. Go to my page here. And I was talking about how there's hidden bearish divergence on the short-term 1 hour. Right, is this what I was looking at? I'm on the 4-hour right now, so same kind of thing, but you can see here we had this kind of momentum on the RSI, but the price is doing absolutely nothing, and then we dumped. I was saying, what are we going to do here? You know, we kind of have the same thing where price is doing nothing on the 4-hour, and then the RSI is building up, and then we dumped. Here, you know, RSI was going up, we were doing nothing, we had a false pump up, and then inevitably that led us back to the same kind of thing. I just feel like we're moving up in the RSI but doing nothing with price. I think this is foreboding of more downside to come, lower than this low at least, but have we started that descent? I don't know, maybe not. Maybe we're in the works of it right now, but what's going on, Holland? How you doing, DWM? Thanks for saying hi. We'll do BTBT, SDIG, and Clean Spark. We'll talk about that for sure. What's up, Smooth Operator? Good to see all of you guys. Appreciate you guys for saying hi. Most importantly, I just wanted to say that, you know, looking at this on a daily, you can see how we were maintaining this kind of ascending formation on the lows, and then just like any time whenever you break it, when you're expecting to like hold it or bounce it, it just psychs people out and it moves sideways. Instead of breaking down, instead of bouncing off it, it just moves sideways, and I think we're getting the repercussions of that right now. We've been holding this purple line for too long. I do think we're going to give through, and you guys know where I expect us to go. I actually changed my fibs so that they kind of look a little bit more visually appealing, maybe. I don't know. White on white for like the sweet spot right there, 618 to 0.69. That's the area I think we're going to, about 150 to 135. The 4-hour RSI, again, doesn't look too good right now. I would say that it looks pretty bearish. And right now, the ball's in the bear's court. But all that being said, Bitcoin Cash could make a move up above 200, even above 210, and still be in this overall downtrend. You know, as long as it's maintaining these lower highs, I'm not going to be concerned that we're done going lower yet. And we can have, you know, a low here and then a higher low and then form another lower high, right? We had a low here, lower high, higher low, and then a lower high. You had a low here and then a higher low and then a lower high, you know, low here, higher, or lower high, I don't know. So we could have a higher low before forming our next lower high and then continue to break down from there is all I'm trying to say. But I think that's it. Nothing really has changed too much with Bitcoin Cash. Yes, today's kind of more exciting than the last few days, but I don't think any day has broken above like 1% in movement, except for this day about a week ago. So it's been a very boring week. So I still think we're going down. That's really all I have to say. Let's see here. We're going to jump into BTBT. We're going to do BTBT, SDIG, and then Clean Spark. BTBT, and then we'll jump on to for the unleavened Baptist, we're going to talk about plug-in also. Looking at this thing on the daily for BTBT, let's start off on the monthly, actually. We can see this thing overall has a kind of similar bottoming pattern, I would say, to like what CleanSpark has. It's a little bit more spread out. You know, it's on a monthly instead of on the weekly, but you do have your like Atom here and your Eve here. It's a bit of a V bottom and a bit of a cupping bottom here. This could be an Atom and Atom, but it is some kind of bottoming formation, in my opinion. Here, if we take from the top to the bottom, we are finding resistance at the 0.5. We are below the 382. I don't know if I like this as a fib scale. It doesn't really show as much respect, in my opinion. I don't know. This one could be right. Hard to say. Hard to say. We'll look at more immediate stuff. But right now the RSI doesn't look too good. But on the monthly, it doesn't really matter. It's not as significant, I would say. Rejecting this purple line is pretty common. We'll talk about XMR. That's right. We'll talk about XMR. Maybe we'll talk about XMR next instead, because I don't know if the Unleavened Baptist is in here. So, really just want to get the requests out of the way, like all of them in all, but also the ones for the people who are here right now. We'll talk about XMR after we do BTBT, SDIG, and Clean Spark, and I'll just kind of run through these. But right now, you've got lower lows in your RSI, higher lows in your price on the weekly. I think that this is hidden bullish divergence. You could go a little bit lower, but all in all, I don't think that you're going to go below this low, but you could stand to go a little bit lower. You are at your 382. You're right there. So if you do go lower, it won't be by much, I wouldn't think. Maybe at the most, you go to $1.60, something like that. But odds are, in my opinion, you'd probably hang around this, get to this oversold zone, probably have one more red week, get to the oversold zone, bounce off of it, and then continue on your trend upward from there. That would be my opinion, looking at it like that. I don't know. Let's see. What do you got here on like an extension? You haven't bounced yet, but bouncing off of this area would be really nice to see. Yeah, you found resistance at the 1618, coming back down to the 886 at about $1.80. That wouldn't be too out of the question. You're still in an area of previous resistance. That could work. Yeah, coming down to about $1.80. But regardless, I think that might be where you wick to, but the price might close higher than that. I would expect that you close next week with your RSI really close, if not in this oversold zone. To get a bounce there, and then probably make strides to break above this purple line. That'd be my best guess. Looking at the daily, it's got bullish divergence forming, man. You could go lower. You could go a little bit lower because it does have bullish divergence, but you also have a kind of like rejection. You're trying to come up out of the oversold zone, and you actually got slammed back into it. So you could go lower than this low. I don't think you'll go lower than this low, and I think you will have some bullish divergence coming into play. So probably lower, but all in all, it goes up from there. If we look at SDIG, SDIG, do this one real quick. Got some bullish divergence here. This one looks a little bit better in the more immediate term, I'd say. Low here, higher low here, bouncing right off the oversold zone. It looks like you're breaking out of this descending trend you have. Yes, you technically have lower highs still, but it's not in that same formation. It kind of broke out over this, right? Like this high would have been the one that was in the formation, but like you can see it, right? But you broke out of it with this high. Even though it's a lower high, it just kind of broke that structure. And look at that, you came down and back tested it. That's kind of cool to see. I do think STIG might be in the running for turning around right here. It might be going up right now. Just as it would be bad if we were continuing to climb and you got decreasing volume, you are falling and getting decreasing volume as you're going lower. I think that when this volume comes back, you will get prices going the right direction toward the upside. Weekly RSI looks good. Weekly, daily RSI look good on STIG. You know, maybe it goes lower. Maybe it goes just a little bit lower like the rest of them do. But I would think next week might be a green week for STIG. If not, I mean, this month of September, right now you're down 18%. I guess that's a little bit to work against, but kind of got some bullish divergence forming on your monthly. I don't know, man. STIG looks better, in my opinion, than BTBT does, but how much higher does it go? I don't know. The chart's brand spanking new, so it's really hard to say, but from top to low, I mean, look for prices around like $10.61. Probably when you get up there, you'll break through it and you'll go around $20.79, something like that. And that can take months to occur, even like a year to occur, but stuff like that. Man, you got high volume, very, very high volume on this bullish engulfing candle. That's nice to see. I would say STIG looks a little bit better, personally. I don't know. Let's see what we're working with here. You know, from here to like where the 382, let's go to the sweet spot. That's like a 15x, right? 16x, that wouldn't be bad. And then BTBT is, if you were to go a little bit lower, right? Let's say you go to about $1.80, 627, maybe 893. That's not quite the same growth, is it? Yeah, I think STIG looks better than BTBT, but BTBT again still looks good. I think it will continue to go up. But let's look at Clean Spark to end this one, and then we'll jump on to XMR there. What's going on, Mr. Fool? How's it going, Matt? XLM leading the market. Hell yeah. What's up, Robert Lellis? How are you guys doing? Good to see you all. Thank you for being here. I don't know if we lost people. It shows that we lost people, but that number jumps around, man. I don't know. Sometimes there's people here whenever it says there's 0, so I don't really know. If it updates as quickly. But anyways, volume increasing on Clean Spark. Love to see it. The same kind of double bottoming formation where you have an Adam and an Eve here, kind of like BTBT. Very low market cap stock. The RSI looks a little bit better than BTBT's and STIG's on the monthly RSI. That's nice to see. Volume is very bullish. The weekly RSI, it looks like it's showing weakness right now, but to be fair, you have higher lows while promoting lower lows, so that is hidden bullish divergence in an uptrend. I feel comfortable with that. Odds of this promoting continuation past these highs here are good. And if we break this high, you know what else we're going to break? We're probably going to break this purple line as it comes down. So just watch for that. I think that we will break through that and probably go back up to like the upper area of this ascending trend line up here, which might take us on a run all the way up to about like $15 or $12 or something like that. Yeah, let's see. Let's actually see. Because I do think Clean Spark's bottomed out. I feel confident in saying that now. Around the 186 is probably where it would go. So yeah, around like $12.50, something like that. That would be my expectation. But looking at the weekly RSI, could it go lower? It could, sure. As long as you're maintaining these higher lows, I'm okay with that. But you are getting to a point where this like upward structure you have, if you go too much lower, it looked like that you're breaking it, you know, so that wouldn't be too encouraging. But you do have encouraging things going for you. You do have bullish divergence on your daily. It's not conventional. You're not in your oversold zone, but you do have a low here, higher low here, higher low here, all while maintaining lower lows in closing price. I've said before in previous videos that you don't hold this line as support. You just kind of hold the area as resistance or support. It's not the line itself. We going up? Maybe, yeah, maybe, man. I'm gonna have to look. Are we saying right now we're going up? Bitcoin, BTC, USD, are we going up? We're not going up right now. Not yet. I mean, we'll be going up soon. Or maybe you're saying Clean Spark's going up. I think it will, man. I really do think it will soon, but maybe not. Maybe it doesn't go lower, but maybe it doesn't just start running up right now. It can move sideways a little bit, right? Do I think Bone Token has bottomed? We'll look at Bone Token too. I don't know about Bone Token. I've never heard of it, but we'll check it out. I like the daily RSI. The 2-hour RSI looks good. The 1 hour looks good as well. You've got this bullish divergence throughout all of them. So hopefully we get some bullish price action next week, because if not, man, you really are at a critical point with this thing where you could start to turn around and go lower. And if you go lower, man, you're probably going to go lower than $3.50. That would be my expectation. Though that would be the first area that I would look for support, but I would think that you go lower probably than that over time. So hold this, continue to go up higher, break this high. That's what I'd like to see. Please don't go too much lower if you do go lower. That's really all I have to say for Clean Sparks. So yeah, without any more of that, let's just look at XMR, USD on, I think Kraken is fine, because they don't have it on Coinbase anymore, do they? Yeah, all the way back in 2014 here, man. This thing is an OG and a half. XMR, a little fun fact about XMR for those of you who don't know, it is, I believe, it's the first privacy coin. If not, it's like one of the biggest privacy coins. It got a lot of recognition for being a privacy coin. I think it's the first one, but it's where you can't, you know how Bitcoin has a public blockchain, public ledger, Monero has a private, you can't see it. You can't see it. It's too cool to be on Coinbase, yeah. Bone on Shiba Swap, we'll check it out for sure. How's everybody been, man? I hope everyone's doing good. Like I said in the beginning of the video, for those of you who weren't here, I have been a bit of a degenerate the past couple days. I'm sorry that I didn't come in. I took some edibles yesterday, man. I'm not smoking because I'm trying to give my throat a break, so I took some edibles, and man, that it put me to sleep. It really put me to sleep. Here, I'll prove to you guys that I'm not smoking. You remember these pipes? For those of you who might have seen it or didn't, I bought these pipes like 2 months ago, and I still haven't smoked out of them. You can see it's smokeless. It's got like the resin that's burned in there, like the whatever it is. It's like keep it like safe, but I don't know if it's obvious. I've not smoked out of this or this one here, out of either of those boys. So, but edibles. I did some edibles. Anyways, getting back onto the main topic. This one's called the Grand Master. Love it, man. It sits right up here on the desk. Got a little pipe collection going. That's not all of them. I got a lot of glass ones, but they're in different places. I live in Colorado. Don't judge me, you guys. Let's see. How many milligrams? Oh, I don't know, Robert Lellis. Let me think. You know, I'm pretty sure what I took... I think I might have taken like 50 milligrams without really, like, I thought I was taking 10 milligrams, but I think I might have taken 50. I forget what the total dosage is of the thing. I actually like destroyed the container for it, but I took what I thought was 10, but it was either 50 or 25. So something like that, which I haven't been doing cannabis a lot, so that's a lot for me. Edibles hit me harder too. But yeah, that got me, man. That got me good. So XMR, looking at this here, on the monthly, you are rejecting your 50. Not necessarily a bad look, and not encouraging, but you rejected it here once, twice, and then you broke above it. Maybe you're doing the same thing, right? You came into your overbought zone, came down below it, ascending lows at a flat top, ascending lows at a kind of flat top. Maybe you're getting ready to break out of it. It looks very similar. I don't know how much it takes for you, Robert Lellis. How many milligrams would it take for you to fall asleep, man? It takes me, for me right now, doing what I'm doing, like 10 milligrams. 10 milligrams is probably good. Let's see. 430. Whoa, bro. Yeah, I believe it, man. You wake up the next day, 10 hours later, with your eyes still red. They're just still squinted, man. Man, I remember the first time I ever took edibles, I took 200 milligrams to the head, and I was literally high for like 18 hours. It was not fun. It wasn't fun at all. But my friends asked me the next day because I went to work. They're like, "You smoked before work?" I'm like, "Dude, this is from last night. It's from last night, the night before. I didn't want this." I didn't know what I was doing though. But yeah, Caspa. We'll talk about Caspa, Taylor, for sure. So looking at Monero, the volume is decreasing. A lot of crypto's volumes have been like just at very abysmal levels throughout this like bear market. We are moving sideways, which is the worst thing, right, for market participants. Whether you're bearish or bullish, it's the worst to just see things move sideways. Even if you're bullish, you can, if things are moving down, you can at least buy at lower prices. If you're bullish and things move sideways, you're like, I don't know, what do I do? If you're bearish, same thing, right? Hard to say, but let's see. From this low to this high on the fib, you are bouncing off the 0.5. That's nice to see. What'd you do last time? What did you do from your all-time low to your not all-time high, but bounced off your 382. So here you're at the 0.5. You're in an area that's fine to find a cycle low. I think that's fine. Maybe you do come lower. XMR could come lower. It is possible. Moving sideways like this for so long, it does make it to some degree likely that you do go a little bit lower, at least back to check with these lows. Kind of like you did here, right? You're moving sideways, sideways, and then down. But let's look at the weekly here. What do we got? Nothing else. Okay, cool. Yeah, very neutral looking RSI. I'd say that the Bears have it. It's more in their court than the Bulls' court. I wouldn't be surprised if you went lower. You're at 142. Maybe you go below this low at $97. Maybe you don't. Maybe you go back around it. But I would expect that a drop somewhere below 120 is probably... maybe you don't go below 120. Let's say 125. I feel comfortable saying that. Something below 125 in the coming weeks is probably going to happen, but who knows? Yeah, look at this. You got higher highs building up on the daily, rejecting your 50 time and time again. Lower highs here. This is hidden bearish divergence. It's actually like 2 drives of it. You've got 1 drive here, 2 drives there. This is double hidden bearish divergence, rejecting your 52. I think you're getting ready, and you got a flat base too, man, with descending highs. I think you are getting ready to break down, and maybe you go. So you'd probably go somewhere below 130, maybe to 130 to 120 area, maybe even lower. Hard to say, because if volume comes in as you're breaking down, man, oof. I didn't really see this earlier, but you're kind of in this like ascending wedge, maybe something like that. Maybe it's like an ascending channel even. I don't know. And you're just, you rejected the halfway point here. Let's see. Let's actually draw the channel on it. Let's see real quick. Fib channel. Get it there. Bring it up to the top. Yeah, here's the halfway point. I don't know if this is drawn appropriately to scale. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But you're definitely at the lower areas, not getting a bounce. It wouldn't surprise me if you broke down. And if you did, you might come back down to these lows. You might even go lower than them. So be aware of that with XMR. It doesn't look good in the short term. I would expect prices to go down, but it's hard to say how much lower it goes. It really is hard to say, in my opinion, how much lower it goes. Let's see if we can get a better answer than that, though. With these kind of things, man, you would break down to like the low point. That could be the area, and maybe you get a double bottom overall, but you really could go lower. Let's look at, again, from this top or bottom to top here. I mean, maybe you just go back to the 0.5. Maybe you go all the way to the 618 to the 69 area, the sweet spot. From bottom to top here, your 1272's right there, and your 1618's right there. It is possible, man. You could go down. You really could go down in this area right here, and then that would form an overall higher low from this price over here. So that still wouldn't be a bad thing, but that would take you to prices around $65 to $80, somewhere in there, which would be a pretty big drop from the current price. Well, smooth operator, you might get that, man. You really might get that. By the looks of it right now, I feel comfortable saying it'll drop below 125. But I feel pretty comfortable saying it could even drop below 110 or $100 itself too. So might see these lows. That'd be like the best case scenario, bouncing off of these like closing lows here at about 115. You could even go lower than this low here though. So it's really hard to say. But one way or another, I do think we go lower from here on XMR. Let's see what other things we got here. We got Bone on Shiba Swap, right? Bone. We'll talk about Caspa next. Bone USD Shiba Swap. That's what it says on crypto. Poloniex. Bone Shiba Swap. Oh, is it just Bone Shiba Swap? It's not Bone on Shiba Swap. Okay. Poloniex. I want to see. This is back in March of this year. Bone USD on crypto. Goes back a little bit more. So just for the overall analysis, we'll start with this, and then the more immediate stuff we'll use Poloniex. So there's some volume there. But from low to top here, you can see that we actually bounced right off the sweet spot this last low that we had. You are getting higher lows, which is nice to see. Lower highs, but whatever. You know, this could inevitably end up going up, right? I believe. Is this tied to Shiba Inu? Is this actually? Could someone answer that if anyone knows? Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if this thing is tied to Shiba Swap. I think it is, or I'm sorry, to Shiba Inu. If anyone knows. Yes, it is. Okay, yeah, I thought so. So if Shiba does well, which I think it will have a good bull market, I would expect that it does break out of these highs here, this overall range. Which from the current price, you might see prices that take you up to like $3 or beyond that, which it's not much. So I feel like that is pretty plausible that it could go up there. Maybe you come back down, test the 618 as support, and then go from there. You have broken through it once, gotten above it, broken through it twice, gotten above it, holding above it more often than going below it. I really wouldn't think that you're going to break this structure. I think that you do form a higher low, but where is it going to form? I think it does go lower. Looking at the weekly RSI, looks like it wants to go down a little bit more. It could. It really could. Daily RSI looking a little bit bearish as well. Kind of looks good. It looks like you're in a bullish setup. You've kind of got a double bottom going on, but you really could over the coming days. I mean, you could get rid of this. You've got bullish divergence on it until you don't, until it breaks below. So that could happen, and that's not a bad thing. Maybe you go below it, you're exhausted, and then you bounce from there. So I do think it goes lower. Let's see. Maybe it goes higher at first. No, man, you broke right through that 1618. I think you go lower. And this is a small fib scale. It wouldn't surprise me if you saw deeper extensions down to your 2272. What is that? What is that? Let's see. Is that from your low point to high point? Is that? Nope, that's not what I wanted to measure. That would be... That'd be a little bit past. Oh, your 2272 right there is just right at your 618. That would be a higher. That would kind of make sense to me. So maybe you drop below. You're at 90 cents now. Maybe you drop below 80 cents to like 76 cents, somewhere in there, and find a bounce. That would be my expectation with Bone on Shiba Swap. I think it looks like it wants to go lower. I'm not impressed with the daily RSI or the weekly at all. 4-hour RSI. Looks kind of bullish, but man, like, is it really? You know, like, I get it. You got this low here, you have a higher low here, bullish divergence, but look at this, right? Now you have a low and a lower low right here, negating that bullish divergence. Try to get out of the oversold zone, came back into it. You had bullish divergence here, low, higher low, higher low, low, lower low, lower low, and then more lows, and then more lows. You know, this stuff can be deceiving, and what's really telling of that is when you're getting this stuff, but you're also getting higher highs while maintaining lower highs, that should tell you, hold on, this might actually be a continuation sign rather. You know, it's not, like, you're getting bullish divergence, sure, but it played out with a very small move. Like, this bullish divergence, if you're day trading with high leverage, that's how you profit off it, because that only went up 6%. But the divergence formed back here at, I guess, yeah, at this low here. I don't know. So if you had low here to higher low here, you came back up to where that low was, and then same thing here, you came back up to where this low was here, so it fulfills its prophecy. All in all, I'm not too impressed. I think it goes lower. I think it's in. It might be. I hate using this word, man, but it might be in a bit of a death spiral right now. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. You had this. Yeah, man. What is this? This is earlier this year. You just had a little run up with Bitcoin and everything, man. This is looking worse now than you did at the beginning of the, or not the beginning of the bear market, the end of the bear market. So I guess the beginning was. Way. This thing didn't even exist in the beginning of the bear market, did it? It's only known the bear market, which, to be fair, for only knowing the bear market, this is a pretty bullish structure. Higher lows throughout all of it. Yeah, Shiba probably is dragging it down, probably. And the rest of crypto, man. That's probably truthfully what it is. So it's okay. I'm dogging it right now. You know, no pun intended. I'm dogging it right now, but it's going to go lower, but it's going to have a higher low. So it's bad for the temporary, but it's good for the overall. I do think that you're in a kind of wedge formation here where you've got this. I mean, I feel like it's obvious. You can just see it, right? Something like that. And your apex is all the way out here. But with stuff like this, man, I feel like you get like 5 touch points and it's done. You got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you break out. And generally that's how it is. On your 5th one, you will revert back the other direction, or maybe you continue, but I doubt it. So I don't think that you go lower than this low. I don't think that you'd break out of this line. You might not even come down and touch that line. You could, with formations like this, you could get a partial decline where you turn around before even touching that line too, which wouldn't be out of the norm, honestly. There's areas of support before that line. You know, here on a weekly closing low, you got support here, support there, disrespect there, whatever. But you know, you might go again. That's right in that like 2272 to the 618 area from this low to high, here. Anyways, moving on from that, for the unleavened Baptist, we are going to look at plug-in, which I don't know if you guys know about plug-in or not, but it's a very low, it's PLI, it's on BitTrue, very low market cap coin, $5 million. I was actually looking at it, let's see, I think if I go back here, where are we? Right here, yeah, plug-in. 5 million, 5.1 million. It's number 1,153. Very low cap coin. It is possible for something like this to do a 1000x. I don't know if it will. To be fair, you know, it's only on BitTrue as far as I know. At least as far as TradingView knows. The highest volume that came in was on this low, the very low right here, and we had a very beautiful pop afterwards. You know, from low to high, you went up about 900%. You did almost a 10x right there. So that's nice to see, especially with volume like that. That's really nice to see. But could it go lower? Could it go higher? How much higher does it go if it goes higher? You know, a 1000x from here would take it to about $50 in price. That would be a $5 billion market cap. It's possible that that could happen, but I don't know if it will. I feel like I've made a lot of videos about coins that could 1000x, and that's why I put quotations in it, guys. Just because it can doesn't mean it will. There's 1,000, 10,000 coins, maybe more than that could 1000x. But there's going to be like a handful of them that does. And is this going to be one of them? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'm not putting my money into it, but it'll definitely be worth keeping up with. I feel like on the daily, I kind of like this, what was it? Is it the daily or the 4 hour? I was looking at it. Yeah, man, you might, oh no, it dropped. It dropped a lot since I was looking at it yesterday. Okay, yeah, yesterday when I was looking at it, it kind of looked like you had this potential, because we didn't have this drop yet. It was looking like you had this potential like head and shoulders pattern. Man, I'm glad that I was too high to make videos last night, because I would have had a bad call. I'm not afraid to admit it either, man. I thought that there was going to be some kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern forming, but I think with this drop that we're experiencing now, that kind of negates that. Volume is looking like it wants to pick up as you're coming down. It hasn't picked up officially yet. You got 33 minutes left in this. I don't know, man. Has it picked up? Let's see. Is this bigger? It is bigger. It is slightly bigger. Oh, so slightly. So it is picking up as you're moving down. Not encouraging to see. It's more obvious on the histogram. You can see it sloping upward now. 26,000 cryptos, so many forks. Yeah, man, that's true. And that's like cryptos that are like recognized cryptos, but man, there are people are using like their own privacy coins or security tokens. Like that doesn't, well, what I'm trying to say, Robert Lellis, is that doesn't include like the Bank of Japan, right? The Bank of Japan Mitsubishi, or Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi, whatever. They have their own stable coin to do transactions. Visa uses their own stable coin right now to do transactions. They're about to implement another one on the Solana blockchain. What's going on, RA Production? Good to see you, man. There's a lot of cryptos out there too that exist that aren't like publicly tradable. So that's out of the ones on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. Maybe there's 26,000 coins, but I'm sure there's more. Probably not a whole lot more, but there's probably more than what we know of too. Anyways, looking at this thing all in all, I think it does want to go lower. How much lower does it go? And going lower isn't a bad thing. It has a lot of room to drop while still forming like a higher low or a double bottom potential. You are rejecting your 382 right here, coming down maybe to your 618.69 area, the sweet spot right in these white lines here. That would make sense to me. That really would make sense to me. That's right around 3.6 to 3.06 cents, somewhere around there. Is there anything else that would line up with that? I don't know. Is that first day madness back there? Let's see. First day, that is first day madness, so we won't count it. We'll count the next highs coming into it here. Right here. That's your all-time high. And then low, 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 low. Come on. Low. You're like right at the 236, man. Maybe you form a double bottom here. I don't know, man. I'm kind of under the impression that you might go lower. You could even go all the way down to your 0.069. To your 786 area right down here. This is your 786 lining up right with this 0.069. Coming back down after finding resistance on your 0.5, coming and finding support on that, it's not a bad thing. That is still overall a higher low after all, you know, and that's really not a bad thing to look at. So anyways, I think I've beat this thing over the head enough. Lower from here, probably lower from here, and then it'll go up. That's my expectation. We're doing requests, people. If you guys got any requests, feel free to throw them out there. That one was for the Unleavened Baptist, who I don't think he's here right now, but hopefully he sees this. If not, I will mark it for him. But I'm going to go through now, and what was it going to be? What was it that I wanted to talk about? Unless anyone has a request. I think I'm going to go to Bitcoin, BTC, USD. Do TA on one of my faves. Okay, well we're doing Bitcoin right now. Ethereum Classic can reach $10. We'll check out Ethereum Classic. Yeah, man. I think Bitcoin. Just want to do a quick touch base on this thing, man. I think it looks bad, guys. I think it does want to go down. Like, it'd be really anything. I don't care, even if it went above this high. Any kind of pump out of here would not have me convinced. You know, I would love to catch that pump. As much as that would be, it'd be like a 10 to 11% pump, which in crypto that's nothing. But who wouldn't be happy with a 10% gain or more than that? And if you're day trading, if you're using leverage, that can be a little bit more. But even if it breaks this high, I'm not convinced, man. Like you bottom. This is how you bottom. This is how you bottom. This here, this is how you bottom. Higher lows coming in, but this is just ugly. It's very, very ugly. I don't know. I guess you technically do have higher lows, don't you? You got a low, higher low, lower low, higher low. It's just wonky, man. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I think you would have had your bounce already. Every bounce you get is just getting swallowed up, so that's not encouraging. October could turn around. It could turn around. You know what? Let's see. Let's see, actually, because they do call it Bulltober, right? That's what one of my buddies calls it, at least. BTC USD index. Looking at the all-time history here. The very first October was green, very green, big old month. Actually started off down and then you went up, right? October over here, red. That's 1 to 1. And then in 2013, you got a green. And then you got a red month. Not too big of a red month, but a little bit of a red month. And then you got a green month. And then you got another green month. So that's 2 greens over reds there. There's 2 more greens than there are reds. That's a red month there. So now it's 1 more green, 2 more greens again. 1 green, 2 greens, and then 3 greens. So out of, I think it's like 13 years, right? You've got 3 greens and then three more greens than reds. So how much would that be? Would that be 8? That'd be 9 greens, right? No. That doesn't make sense. 13 years. 5 and 5. So you got 8 greens and 5 reds, I think. Would that be right? I think that's right, yeah. That makes sense. 8 plus 5 is 13. You got 3 more greens, 8 greens, 5 reds. Lowest target on BTC on this next dump. My GFAL, I don't know what that means, man. Or is that a coin? It's not like, that's not like an acronym for like go fuck, I don't know. But go fuck a lady. I don't know. GFAL, is that a crypto? Is that what that is? T Taylor? I don't know. What's my lowest target on BTC for this next dump? I don't know. I really don't know, man. It could go low. We could, I mean, truthfully, smooth operator, we could go lower than this low here. My expectation at the moment is that we don't. My expectation at the moment is that we don't even go to 20,000 or below 22,000. I do think we go below this low, but I don't think we go below this low. That's my expectation. Games for a living. Okay. Oh, right there we go. Games for a living. That's less what's vulgar that I'm looking for, right? I think where I'm expecting smooth operator, what I'm looking for, this isn't the lowest that I think it could go, but it would be somewhere between here and here. This is kind of the area that I'm looking at, around 23.3 to 24.3K, somewhere in that that overall area. And yeah, that's maybe it was 23.1 if I remember, actually 23.1K, something like that. Yeah, down at these closes. But it could, man, you could go. We still could technically. It is completely possible that we could go below this low here. It really is possible that we could, but being so close to the halving, we've never had a bear market where Bitcoin has bottomed, had a lower low this close to the halving. We've had times where it comes down and has a higher low, at the halving, but or right before the halving. I guess this one was technically a lower low. I don't know, but that one's not. This is in 2015, and then when was it? Let me see. Let's go halving dates, Bitcoin halving dates. Halving dates. When was the one in 2016? No, I don't want the next Bitcoin halving date. I want, let's see, cx.io. Okay, here we go. July 9th, 2016. So this one happened in August. So this was 11 months before the halving. So that is the shortest bottom low that we've seen in a bear market, distance-wise from the halving. Everything else has been bigger than that, and we are much closer than 11 months. So I don't think that it will go lower than this low. That's all I'm trying to say. Getting back to that. All of my coworkers are calling crypto scam. Yeah, man. Hey, smooth operator. That's how you know you're in the right business, man. I actually, I used to have a boss that great guy. He's a great guy, but he made talking about crypto off limits on the floor. We weren't allowed to talk about it anymore. And this is back when Bitcoin was worth like below 10K. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna think you're crazy, man. Like think about it like when the internet first came out, and like you were a business person trying to do business on email. Like old school people thought, what's the point of that? It's just nonsense. Like why even do that? I could just send a letter. Why, but like they didn't get that it's more efficient, it's quicker, it's cheaper, and especially the efficient part. It's secure. You know that your mail's not going to get damaged. You can just electronically send it. Now email's there's definitely ways that people can get screwed, and it's not secure in that way too. But I'm getting off topic here. Same thing with like debit cards. When debit cards came out, everyone was like, what's the point of that? Like no one's going to ever use it. That's dumb. Why use a debit card, just numbers on a screen, when I have physical cash here? Like that's, and over 80% of spending is done with debit cards right now. So people aren't going to get it. They're all going to call it crazy and dumb until it becomes a mainstream thing. And what's really going to bring that is this younger generation. People who are like if you're in your 20s like me, people who are in their teen years, not even in their teen years, by the time they're in their 20s, that's when crypto is going to be mainstreamed, because they're going to grow up with it. They grew up with it being a thing. Just like, I don't know, if anybody is around my age, you're in your 20s, maybe your early 30s even, you grew up with social media. Your parents are always like, why do you have a Facebook? What's the point of a Snapchat? Like it's so dumb, whatever. And now all these people who are in their like 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, like my grandparents, man, they all have social media. And no disrespect to any. I'm not trying to come across disrespectful if I seem like that. I'm just saying, like, people say things are dumb until the majority of people get on board, and then they're like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and they're like, oh wow, this really isn't dumb. And the thing about crypto, the reason why a lot of people say it's a scam is one, because of that, they don't understand it, and then two, because there's a lot of scams, man. There are a lot of scams in crypto. It is very it's easy to scam people in crypto. It really is. It's easy to be scammed, you know. Just like I posted on the Discord the other day talking about this guy AJ, right here. He got hacked. He's been in crypto for a while, man. You know, he's not a dummy. He might not be like the smartest person in the world, but he's not a dummy. And he got hacked through a phone call, man. Like they just like some like espionage shit, man. He's like talking on his phone, not even giving them information, and they were able to hack his phone through the phone call because it was through Telegram or something like that. So just watch that video if you haven't watched it yet, man. If you're not a part of the Discord, I'll send a link actually. Let me get a link going for the Discord, but you can type in BitBoy Crypto and look up that video. That's where it is. But let me see. How do I get a? There we go. Invite people. There we go. Copy, and I will send it to the chat if I can. I don't know. Why can't I? We'll edit this, and if you want to refresh your page, oh yeah, it says the Discord right there, but that's not the right Discord actually. The link expired. It expires every, like, you see it's different. Anyways, it should be up there now. Yes, it is. Anyways, man. Yeah, crypto people. The only people that let's see. Wait, no, who was it that said that? Pretty much convinced 15. All my coworkers. Smooth operator. The only people. There's a saying in the space. I'm sure some of you are familiar with it. Maybe none of you are. I don't know. But the saying in the space goes like this: the only people that don't like crypto don't know what it is. They don't, you know. And even the people that know what it is, but none of us really know what it is, right? It's like you could have known what the internet was in like the early or the late 1900s, whenever it came out, you know. Mid 1900s. I don't know. When did the internet come out? Late 1900s, I think, like 1980s, 1970s. I don't know. Shit, man, we're learning all kinds of things today. Internet. When was the internet invented? 1983. Okay, so in the late 1900s, in the 1980s, you could have, even 20 years afterwards, even in like 2003, you could have ask people what the internet is, and people can tell you what it is, but like nobody would have an idea of how implemented the internet is in today's society. And now we're getting the Internet of Things, which is really only a thing because of crypto. The Internet of Things, like, is going to be more, or because of blockchain, because of stuff like that, you know, it's going to be more implemented, man. That's where I think crypto and blockchain is really going to come in handy, is with the Internet of Things. But I'm talking about stuff that's outside my wheelhouse, and this is just back to the point of, like, people are going to think crypto is a scam until they understand it, and even when they don't understand it, none of us are going to understand it, because it's an ever-evolving thing, man. It really is, and we're in the very beginning days of it right now. So as long as people think it's a scam, guys, you are still early to the party. That's for sure. Let's see here. Getting off on a tangent, though. I am convinced that 15K is the bottom as well, my man. I think that we're going to go probably in this zone. A lot of people are calling for a price around anywhere from about 18K to 22K. 18K would be all the way down here, just to put it on like a reference right there. And that's kind of at an area that we bounced before. And then 20K would be right at like this previous low right here. It'd be like right there. So most people are calling for an area in here. Even 22K actually. You know, just a little bit lower. I don't think we go that low. So many people were bullish up here, and now everybody's bearish, doom and gloom. I want to be right in the middle. That's where I feel the most comfortable. And for me, that right in the middle price would be around 23.1 to 24.3K. That's where I think we're going. ICP token next. We'll talk about it for sure, my man. Oh, we got to talk about Caspa, though. We're going to do Caspa, GFAL, and then ICP token, okay? Mr. Lellis. I've got 2K dry powder ready to pull the trigger on some more Dogecoin. Hell yeah! Just waiting on this last dip, and we'll put my Dogecoin investment at 22K. Damn, I hope this works out. I hope so too, RA Production, man. You're gonna, bro, you got 28K or 22K. If you have 22K, is it 22,000 Dogecoins that you have, or it'd be $22,000, I'm assuming that you got. Right? How much would that get you? If you got $22,000 now and it's worth like 6 cents, then at 60 cents that'll be $200,000. at $1.20, you're gonna have 400, half a mil. Dude, you're probably gonna be. You have a decent chance of breaking $1 million with that money. I would say, honestly, I really do. 22K in Dogecoin is insane. Hey, man, not as insane as 400K is or 800K. and then $1 million or a couple $1 million. It'll get real insane, man. That's for sure. But just speaking from experience, but maybe not at the $1 million mark. But anyways, looking at this thing, we're gonna look at now? We're gonna look at, where is it? Caspa. I forget who requested it. Did I miss it? Caspa. T. Taylor, we're doing this one for you, my man. KAS. Caspa. Looking at it on KuCoin. Let's see. Daily. Good looking chart. First time I ever heard it, heard of this thing. Looked it up. It looked good. You know, you did have volume kind of tapering off as you were coming up here. You had bearish divergence, or I guess you didn't on your daily, but you broke out of this overall trend right to the upside where you're kind of holding these higher lows. You still are in a sense holding these higher lows, but let's see. You know, you broke out of like this shape here, and I think that you are going lower. I don't think you're done just yet. You've got high here, lower high, low here, lower low, lower high here. Probably go down, but I don't know, man. I don't know. This is kind of interesting looking. I don't know. Holding the 50, bouncing above the purple line here on the 4 hour. Maybe you go up. Maybe you go up to touch this line that was support. Maybe you confirm it as resistance, and then you go down. And then maybe you don't go down too much lower. You form like a double bottom, right? From like, I guess maybe you wouldn't go like this low. You'd go like to this low. I don't know, man. Maybe it is done going lower. I don't know, bro. Hard to say. Let me delete all these lines here. Caspa. Let's see what we got written here. We'll talk about Dogecoin too for RA production, because I plan on scooping some Dogecoin up, man. But the thing what I love about Dogecoin is if I'm right, you could invest in other cryptos, let them go up while Dogecoin is stagnant / going down, or just not being as impressive. Take the gains from those other cryptos, rotate them into Dogecoin, and then Dogecoin will be a late performer in the coming bull market, and you can just like double dip on those gains, man. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That's kind of what I'm hoping for with Dogecoin. But let's see here. We're at 4 cents right now on Caspa. Overall, from this high here, nope, that's a low point actually, to this high here, low to high, not really anywhere, are you? You're right in the middle of nowhere zone. That's okay. You don't have to be anywhere. Let's take it from this low. Maybe this low will tell us more. Okay, bounce off the 0.5, finding resistance on the 236. Just from this look on the fib, I would think you go lower. You still haven't proven anything, to be fair. You do have lower highs and lower lows. Maybe you go to your 618.69 area, which, surprise, surprise, is also in the area where on your daily your 123 moving average is coming into play. Maybe as the days go on, it comes up. You wick below it, you even go below it, but you find a low somewhere in this area. Maybe you don't go down to 27 cents, but I would think, or 2.7 cents, but I would think that you do break below 3 cents. That kind of would be my expectation at the moment. Though Caspa could, man, it really could turn around. It's been doing its own thing for a little while now. It's hard to say. It is really hard to say, man. You're putting me in a tough spot here, T. Taylor. Okay, I'll tell you what. Prove me wrong on that. Get above this high. Get above that high right there. Get above wicking, closing, whatever. If you can close above 43 or 4.3 cents. So 4.35, I'm sorry, 4.35. You can close above 4.35 cents on a daily basis. I will start to consider, I very much believe that you are going to go higher from there. This is your low, you're going higher. At the moment, I'm not convinced quite yet. You know, first things first, get above this 0.5, get above 4.1 cents, but get a day to close above 4.35 cents. and that would be more suggestive. The RSI looks bullish to a certain degree, but you also have high here, so this is a higher high scenario with lower highs in price. That is hidden bearish divergence. Kind of back to what I was saying earlier in whatever coin that was. I forget if it was XMR or what coin. Maybe it was plug-in. But where you have this bullish divergence, but you still continue to go lower. You know, here you got your pop on a very low cap coin. Not a very low cap coin, but a pretty low cap coin, right? What's CAS at? Number 45. So not that low, but less than $1 billion. Right? Yeah, 816 million. Warren Buffett doesn't touch anything under $1 billion, I'm pretty sure. He might have moved that number up now, but at least that's what he says. But I would think you go lower, man, and where you go from here, probably from this low to this high, you probably go, look at that, the 1272 to your 1414 right there where that purple line is, just below 3 cents. So I'm going to stick with that. Between 2.7 to 3 cents, wouldn't you know it, your 1618 even lines up with this previous like topping area right here. You know, resistance, 1618 right there at 2.7 cents. So 2.7 to 3 cents is what I would give for this thing. I think it goes lower. Probably when most crypto has its final flash crash out. Volume still is declining even after this pump. Yeah, man, I think you're on your way down. And then from there, we can talk about prices going higher. I think Caspa probably has some good things going on with it. It's got a lot of hype right now. 4 hours left in this week. Not a whole lot on the weekly RSI to go off of. Looks neutral, whatever. I do think it goes lower. That's really all I have to say on that. So looking at Caspa, now we're talking about, I've got 5 Ethereum that stupidly purchased a 3K at 3K a piece. Do you think that it'll ever make any of my money back, or have we seen the top for ETH? Good evening. What's up, Bull Pincher? How you doing, bro? Boderham. RA production. I think your money's fine. I mean, it's not, because you're down right now, and that sucks. You're in a position where you're kind of in a tough spot where you have to sell for a loss and get into something better, maybe, or just hold and wait for this thing to come back around. Here's and I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not advice, but this is just my opinion on what I would do. And I think you might be a little late to the game for this kind of thing, but it's still always an option. But, you know, for tax purposes, if you have a loss and you sell, you're claiming your loss, okay? Now, that claim goes away if you buy back within the same month, like within it's literally 31 days. If you buy back a crypto, another crypto even, a similar asset, within 31 days, those losses go away. So if you can sell, claim your losses by waiting for 31 days, and then buy back another crypto, maybe even buy back Ethereum, then what you have is, let's say you've got at 3K a piece, you bought 5 of them, so that's 15 grand, and Ethereum's worth right now. We'll talk about the other cryptos that we got on the waiting list too, guys, I promise. But I want to do some math real quick. It's worth 1,600 right now, so about half, right? You've probably got about 8K left, something like that, right? Off of 15 grand. So that's $7,000 in losses right there. So if you can figure out a way to claim that, which the only way that I know of how to claim that would be you sell it, wait 31 days. Now here's the beautiful thing though. If you sell it and then you buy stocks, you don't have to wait 31 days. You can buy stocks and that ticker still counts as long as you're not buying something similar, right? And that's to my knowledge. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional tax person, but to my knowledge, that's how it is. Crypto and stocks are different. If crypto and stocks were the same, then all cryptos would be securities, right? And they're not. They're not securities, right? But a lot of stocks are securities. That's why the SEC oversees a lot of things. And some of them are commodities, right? Like Bitcoin, I think, is dubbed a commodity, or it's not dubbed a security at least. I forget what it is, but what I'm trying to say, you guys, is they are different. Crypto and stocks are different. So as long as you're not buying similar assets, then that rule, that 31-day waiting period doesn't apply. So you could sell your Ethereum, buy stocks, to my knowledge, like that same day, and that 31-day counter is going on. Buy a stock that you think is going up in 31 days, or keep it in cash, whatever, and then 31 days later you claim that $7,000 loss. You put that $8,000 back into Ethereum whenever it's worth less, or whenever it's worth more, whatever. But now whenever you cash out, you have $7,000 of deductible taxes. Let's say you end up making like 50K on it, you know, all in all. 50K, you'd probably get taxed like 30% of that. which would be 15K. So you got like a $15,000 tax, maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe let's just be conservative. You get $20,000 in tax. That's $7,000 off of that you're not going to have to pay because you're claiming losses, basically, if that makes sense. Where now, if it goes up and you make 50K off of it, you're not going to have those losses to claim. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but that's it's the best way I could describe it. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take everything I say for granted. You know, look into it yourself. But claiming losses is a good way to kind of be secure too. Though I think we might be late in the game for that, man. We're already like in the middle of September. Crypto's probably going to get some relief soon. So I don't know. RA production, again, not a financial advisor, but if I was you, I'd probably wait. I would just sit on it. Don't touch it. That's a lot of money to play guessing games with. Just kind of, you know, chill. If it's not a lot of money to you and you want to play guessing games, go for it, you know. But I don't know. I think the smartest thing to do if you were to sell it would be to claim the losses, but that would be the only reason, really. Other than that, if you're like trying to buy other cryptos with it or like try to salvage it that way, I would say just sit on your hands, man. That would be my opinion. But let's see. $4 at the end of the bull market. $4 at the end of the bull market. Which one was it? $4? Caspa? $4 at the end of the bull market. Can that happen? Let's say we go down to about 22.7 cents. I don't think Caspa's going to $4. Is that T. Taylor? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about Dogecoin? Because was that whenever I was talking about Dogecoin, T. Taylor? Let's see. You bought in 2021 crypto hype when it went down. Me too, RA production. Hey there, I went to work as a thumbnail designer or video editor. Or I want to work as a Shabham, maybe, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really in a position where I'm like looking to pay for that kind of stuff necessarily, at least not a lot right now. If you want to help out, I'm always willing to take hands, but I'm not really in a position to be employing people just yet. You know, I'm trying to save my money, not spend it. So, but I do need, you got a point, man. I do need thumbnails for sure, bro. And I'm open to that. I don't know. I'm not, obviously if things are worth it, I'm always open to payments and stuff like that. But I don't know, maybe we could talk, man. Hit me up in Discord. I got the Discord link down there. Hit me up, send me a DM in the Discord. Buying Doge at 4.5 cents would be epic. Yeah, it definitely would. Nah, Cass, but yeah. T. Taylor, my man. I hate to break it to you, bro, but it's worth 4 cents right now, okay? Let's say it's worth 4 cents right now, okay? And you want it to go to $4. So that would be a 100x, right? 100x. That would make it worth 8. Oh no, is that possible? I guess it is possible, huh? That's 80 million, 80 billion. I mean, yeah, it could, bro. It could. That's a high market cap, especially for a coin that's brand new in its first ever bull market. That's a very high market cap, but it could, man. It could. Maybe it doesn't do that. Maybe it does half that. Maybe it goes to like $2. But I was gonna shit on your hopes and dreams there, but man, I guess I got nothing to shit on. That's possible. $81 billion is a lot, but we have seen it time and time again in crypto, and there will be new cryptos that achieve those levels. So there is potential for that. That is an achievable market cap. Caspa definitely is, from the current price, 100xable, and if it goes lower, if it drops about down to 2.7, down below 3 cents, like I think it will, buying down there just ups that chances of getting a 100x even. Thank you, Subham. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Buying Doge at 4.5 cents. Yeah, Bo, I FOMO'd hard. Bro, RA production. We all FOMO, bro. We all FOMO. Even the best, the worst of us, we all FOMO, man. If you don't FOMO, you are literally just buying without paying attention to anything, which isn't smart either. So what is smart is to feel those feelings, look them in the face. You say, are you talking to me? You talking to me? FOMO. Hey, you must be talking to me. There's no one else around. you know, and you just tell them basically piss off, fuck off, go somewhere else, FOMO. You just say bye bye. I don't need you here. You guys pay attention to it yourselves. Like maybe even I used to keep a journal and I'd write stuff. I'd write the date and I would write how I was feeling, and I would only do it on days where crypto moved like a lot, or like crypto I was holding or watching moved a lot, whether it was up or down. And I did that by like 10%. That was my rule, 10% or more in a day. And I would talk about how I was feeling, and then I would monitor how many days it took for that feeling to go away and where the price was then. And I did that for a little bit. I didn't keep up with it, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is if you pay attention to yourselves, when you feel that FOMO, give it a day, give it 2 days, give it a week, and price will often give you a reason to be like, man, I'm glad I didn't act on those emotions. It doesn't take long, because odds are if you're feeling FOMO for something, whatever it is, you're not the only person, and people do not make rational decisions when they are in emotional environments, and that's why we see markets be so volatile and stuff like that. I love that Taxi movie. Yeah, man, Taxi's great. It's a great one. Queen Latifah, baby. I'm averaging in, got cash on the sideline for another 500K of them. Hell yeah, T. Taylor. Good for you, man. I hope you do well with that, bro. I think you will. You know, maybe it goes $4, maybe it only goes to $1, but either way, you're going to make some sick gains with that for sure. What else were we going to look at? We're going to look at ICP token, right? ICP for Robert. Oh, we're going to look at T. Taylor. We're going to look at GFAL and then ICP. GFAL. I don't know. We'll use crypto. We'll just use crypto, yeah. On a daily here. Looking at the daily, you do have... Whew, I would say it wants to go one more pop up, probably above this high here. That's just my first interpretation. Maybe you don't. Maybe you go lower. I think you do. I think you go higher. Yeah, I do. This 4 hour, the daily looks good to me. You kind of, what you did actually is you broke out of this. You came back, maybe even move it up a little bit higher. You came back tested it. I think you're going to go up from here. You might make a solid stride up from here actually. Let's see. Top to bottom there. You're at your current price. You might see anything from a 15 to a 25% growth, maybe even 45 or more. That's possible. You could see like you could see like 100% growth from here. You really could, truthfully. If we're taking this, you know, being honest with ourselves, taking it from the low to the midpoint there, and we get it from the point of breakout, that could take you up to your 2886. That would be from the current price, that would be a 69.7% growth up to your 2886. That would be pretty cool to see. Is there anything else that lines up with that area? From top to bottom here, your 1786, 1886 kind of line up in that area. I don't know, man. That looks good to me. Yeah, I think it wants to go higher immediately, very immediately. I think it wants to go higher. Maybe you chill for another couple days, but within the week, maybe sometime next week you would go higher. That would be my expectation. Getting into the overbought zone on the weekly, you look strong on the daily, man. What you did was you came down. You have bearish divergence forming now, but this is where you guys can't get psyched out. You know, it's yes, you have a high here that's higher than this high on a closing basis, and yes, this is a lower high. But until you turn around, it's not confirmed yet. You could still grow quite a ways. You could even do a double top or a slightly higher high and then turn around. You don't have to turn around on bearish divergence and or like immediately on bearish divergence. But on top of that, you know, from these lows here, you can see you've kind of got this nice little like ascending range on your lows right here, just all in all, and you're bouncing right off that. So keep going, man. I think it's going to keep going. That's my opinion. And where to? Again, anywhere from, if I can get these numbers back on here, I'd say anywhere from about 2.95 cents to 3.5 cents. So just below 3 cents to just below 3.5 cents. Actually, shit. Maybe go up to 4 cents. I'm going to change it. Just below 3 cents to just above 4 cents, just below 3 cents to just above 4 cents. And you're at 2.4 cents right now. I think it's on its way up. That's what I got to say on it, man. I think this thing wants to go up. Will it go down? It'll probably have its corrections. Sure, I don't know too much about this. It's a gaming token. It sounds like gaming tokens got a lot of hype around them right now. Number 687. $17 million. This is a 1,000 Xable coin as well. Doesn't mean that it will. It could do multi-hundreds of X's in this bull market. It could just see tens of X's, which just tens. Oh no, it's still really good. So I don't know, man. In the immediate term, though, I'm bullish on this thing. I think it looks good. I think it wants to go. That's really all I have to say about it. Let's continue. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I don't care if we have to go back on things. I'm okay with that. ICP token. We're going to do that. ICP token, Robert Lellis. We're going to talk about it right now. Clan of the Dragon, the green and red jalapenos. Yeah, man. This is the green one here, and this is the red one. We got the green and red peppers. Some spicy dragons over here. I didn't say shout out to the Dragon Riders or the House of the Dragon, man, when we were talking about Bitcoin Cash, but shout out to the Dragon Riders. What are we doing right now on that note before we go into the Lellis coin, before we go into ICP token, right? It's ICP. And then we'll talk about Dogecoin. Yeah. Still doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. We go up and then we come back down. Then we go down and we come back up. We're doing absolutely nothing. I will say what's kind of interesting about this range, from a low point here to where we are now, this is the longest we've gone without going lower, right? You were here, and you're here. That was 10 bars. You were here, and then you went lower there. That was 15 bars. And you're here, and then you broke it here. That was 9 bars. 24 bars, man. We're 6 days away, less than a week away from twice as long as the longest stretch. That's kind of bullish, to be fair. It's different. It's different is what it is. When you get different in a downtrend, that's bullish in my opinion. But all in all, I think it looks bearish. I do think it wants to go lower. I'd be surprised if we turned around from here. But if we do, that's okay. It'd be a good surprise. Buy it on the way up, you know. I would much rather buy it breaking this downward sloping trend line than I would down here, assuming that it could go up higher. You know, I will happily miss out on potential gains instead of risking potential losses. You know, I would much rather do that. But anyways, ICP token, ICP USD. Internet computer on, would it be Coinbase? Maybe Kraken has more. We're going to go on the monthly. 2021. Man, this thing had a drop, bro. ACP USD, ICP USD. Kraken. ICP USD on Binance. ICP USD on crypto. Alright, so it all just looks like that. Okay, cool. So ICP USD on Coinbase then. Maybe UDT. Yeah, we can use this one. I'm not going to take this as the all-time high. I'm not going to. I wonder what the all-time high would be, though. Let me see if I can get it. Maybe this, maybe the next day, honestly. The very next day. And then we'll go all the way back. Let's see here. All the way down to your lows, which I guess you're at. You're at all-time lows right now, ICP. Man, buy low, sell high. If you're at your all-time lows, is it a good time to buy? Maybe. Might be. You've got bullish divergence. Not really. Not really. I don't know. I think it goes lower. Looking at it first things first. Let's look at the weekly here. I just wanted to get that point to draw this fib from. I don't know if that's a good one, man. I don't know if that is a good place to draw the fib from. Hard to say. Yeah, maybe this would be a better place. 236 rejection, 382 rejection. Oh, this is all before the anchor, though, man. Okay, how about this? Maybe it's this one. I don't know. With the way that it's looking to me, man, I would actually rather take this from bottom to top and use this extension. Yeah, maybe go to about $2.6, $2.3, something like that. You go lower. Looks like you had this bullish divergence forming. Yes, you got to move out of it, but all it did was promote a lower high. You got lower lows coming into play. I think you're going to see the repercussions of that all in all. It looks like a weird place for it to bottom out. So I do think, you know, I really do think you're going lower. You're just now getting into the oversold zone. You're probably going to see some bigger drops than you've seen throughout this whole like little dropping range. Something like this maybe bigger. That was a 23% drop in a week. You are going to see, I mean, odds are, you know, if this next week was to open up right here, but we're only 4 hours away from that, odds are you're going to see a bigger than a 24% drop soon in a week. So a 30% drop would take you down below 220 from bottom to top. And this is just all, it doesn't have to be this way, but yeah, man, I think it is realistic that you could go all the way to your 1618. 37% drop right down there at about $1.92, just below $2, maybe even lower. You do see deeper extensions sometimes on low cap coins like this. You're just getting into your oversold zone, man. That's not encouraging. On the daily, looks like shit as well, and you are just getting into your oversold zone. Probably go lower. I don't think that the overall, I can't say that the overall chart does look like shit. To be completely fair, I don't like this one at all. It might do well. It might do really well in the coming market, but odds are it's going lower. And then, you know, let's see, if it was to go from its current price all the way back to like near its where it like closed this week, that in itself would be a 79x, almost an 80x actually. That'd be really nice to see. And then that's just breaking all-time highs, and then you can go on, you know, you can pull hundreds of x's from there. What is ICP? Let's see. Besides Insane Clown Posse. Oh, it's number 35. Oh, wow. So, I don't know, man. Maybe it's not capable of hundreds of X's. Actually, damn. Wow. Number 35, man. How? Like, your price is so low. Like, look at this, right? It's a 78X, 79. That's almost an 80X. This thing was not worth over $100 billion in market cap. Let's look at the market cap. Maybe it'll be more telling. Yeah, okay, so that's what happened then, man. So I'm starting to get a little bit more bullish on this thing, to be completely fair. $18 billion over here, right? That's the high that you got in May of 2021. It's about $18 billion. Let's say I'm missing the actual high. No, that's probably, you know, 18 billion to 20 billion, something like that. But from the current market cap, which is at $1 billion right here, 1.3, let's just call it 1.4 to be, you know, to round up, 1.4 billion. To go back to near its all-time highs in May of 2021 to where its highs were, that's an 80x, man. That's an 80x. So what happened was you had distribution, right? That's clearly what happened. The circulating supply versus the total supply has been diluted a whole bunch. So this thing's just meant to dump. This kind of coin, man, its max supply is infinite. I don't know how much of it gets pumped out all the time, like how much it is, but odds are it's going to be permanently inflationary, so it ultimately throughout time will go lower. But stuff like this, it can be encouraging for the people who are participating in the ecosystem. Like, sure, it's dropped a lot in price, but it's the number 35 coin, man. It has a very high market cap. So maybe for speculators like you and me investing in it, it's not going to be the best thing. This chart might just only go down forever, but it might still be relevant. It can still have a high market cap even if the price continues to go down. What's up, Stana? Good to see you. Ugliest chart ever. I'm with you, Smooth Operator. I'm pretty much convinced that ICP is already dead. Gonna add one for you. Solana. We'll do Solana. We will talk about Solana. Right after Dogecoin, we're going to talk about Solana. The chart itself doesn't look good, but man, it can still exist. It can still exist, Smooth Operator. If stuff like this, man, it's really like, in my opinion, what's going on is the people that are profiting, unless it's a scam, then obviously the creators are profiting from it. But probably the creators are profiting from this, and the market or the ecosystem participants. There's probably something like as far as like staking or mining or proof of whatever goes, like just participating in the ecosystem itself. The devs, maybe there's airdrops, I don't know, but wherever these coins, there's definitely been a lot of coins that have been pumped out since May of 2021. That's why you have such a large market cap, yet such a huge dump in comparison to where, you know, the market cap would be. Because 20, let's call it 20 billion was the high. That would be less than a 20x away from here, but you've got an 80x away from that same price. You know, it's like 4 times the disparity. That's crazy. It's very crazy. Also, the dumbest name for a coin. I don't know. Maybe they like ICP, man. I don't think they know. They must not know, man. Doesn't look like anything ICP related, but let's see. Hell yeah. Well, I'll have to throw Croatia on the map, Stan. I would definitely... my family, I'm sure, would love... We've actually never traveled across the Atlantic, so if you say that it was fun, I bet it would be fun, man. I'd be down to try it whenever it's time to go. We want to do like a whole Europe trip here, you know, probably sometime during, if not after the bull market, but do like an extended stay where we can do like a month or more, something like that. Because that would be, and that way we can travel across multiple places. That's neither here nor there, though, but we'll throw Croatia on the map. Hell yeah, good reviews. What are we looking at? We're going to look at Dogecoin right now. We're going to check out Dogecoin. I forget who requested that. Was that you, Mr. Robert Lellis, or was that RA Production? Smooth Operator. I think, oh yeah, we're going to talk about ETC. I forgot. Man, I was going to talk about ETC for somebody. We're going to talk about ETC right now. I'm sorry. I forget who, if you're still here, I forget who it was. I went through and tried to look, but I just saw someone mention Ethereum, and that reminded me of ETC. So ETC, I think someone was asking if I thought it would go to $4. Let me see if I can find that comment. XLM leading the markets. That's what Matt Mosher said. I believe that's Mr. Mosher. If not, it's another guy named Matt. Sorry, 1 second, you guys. One second. That's crazy, Robert Lellis. 20. Who's been around in crypto, man? Do you guys remember before even 1,000 cryptos existed? Like when there were hundreds of them, and that was nuts. There were hundreds of them. It was now there's 26,000. It's crazy, bro. It is crazy. And there's going to be more. There's only going to be more. I can't find it. I swear somebody requested ETC, but I'm trying to skim here and I'm doing a bad job of it. I'm going to look one more time. I'm just looking back at those milligrams thing, Robert Lellis. You took 430 milligrams, bro. Yeah. Yep. Okay, Ethereum Classic. Smooth Operator, you were the one, man. Do you think Ethereum Classic... Oh, you right there. We'll go to $10. We're going to go over that right now for you, my man. I'm sorry. Always down for some Doge. What's up, Cashies? How you doing? I'm thinking B Cashy. I think that's Cashies. Maybe it's not Cashies, but if not, what's up, B Cashy? That's how's it going, man? Thanks for joining. Appreciate everybody who's here. We're going to talk about this right now. ETC Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Cashies here. Actually, yeah, this would be the Bitcoin, actually, not the Bitcoin Cash of Ethereum. Looking at this, you are holding at 618. You are holding it, but you're hugging it. I do think you go lower. I don't know, Smooth Operator, if you'll go below $11. I don't know if you'll go to $10. Maybe you do. Going to the 786 wouldn't be out of the norm. I feel like, I overlook it a lot of times, but look at how much you got support in this area, you got resistance in this area. Is that a midway point from bottom to top here? It's not, but you could wick below it. You could go below $10, man. You could, but generally with fibs, I always say this, okay? What's up? Anybody name that coin? If you've been name that coin. What's up? If you know. Man, talking about scams. But we were just talking about scams on the Discord, you guys. Talking about people getting hacked and scammers. Be aware, guys. Be very, very, very aware. What's up, Subham? I'm sure we'll talk soon, my man. Holding the 618. What I was trying to say was be connect. What's up? Is that holding it like this to me would imply that when you break it, you likely will find support on the 786 or on the 886, somewhere in this area, which would be around $5 to $7.50. So, could it drop that low? Yes. Yes, it could. Oof. Just had a very intense hiccup. That still would be a higher low overall. That wouldn't be bad to see. what would be suggested that you're going that low, in my opinion, you'd have to break below here. If you can get below about, what is that? It's $12.65. When you break below that, I think that this becomes increasingly likely. Until then, it's completely possible, with the way you've reacted off of these lows like this could be a double bottom. So until you break that double bottom structure, it is possible that you don't even go below $13. But breaking that 1265 area, that would to me imply that you go lower than $10, probably smooth operator. Yeah. You don't believe in $7? It might not, man. It really might not go to $7. It could go all the way down to $5. To be completely fair, it could. But I don't know either. I really don't. Let's see if there's another fib that lines up with it. It does look depressing. It does, but crazy shit happens in crypto, man. It could just as likely not go lower than that. But we're not talking about hopes and emotions. We're talking about reality here. And the reality of it is how this is behaving would make me think we go to the 786, probably, if not to the 886. And you have the 1414 and the 1618 in that area, so it does line up with some stuff. You've got no volume coming in to save the day here. If we look at this thing on the weekly RSI just sucks, man. Just so bearish, so very, very bearish. And once you get into this oversold zone, man, you're going to see some of the bigger moves to the downside that you've seen since last year and over a year. You've been very, like, I think this reminds me, man, of Bitcoin in 20, like just like freeze frame this right here, okay? And then do you guys remember Bitcoin back here? It's like this. It's like this whole section right here before Bitcoin just had its final shit. Which, by the way, this was from like the low point there to that low point is like a 50% drop. Doesn't that just remind you like of this right here? It just looks like here, maybe if I make it smaller, it just, to me, they look so very similar. I don't know. It reminds me of that. You just shit down from here. Maybe you find support right there in the midway point. Previous area of support here, previous area of resistance over here, right at about 755, which lines up also with that 786 from this low to this high here. Right there. That's not the high. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't, man. You very well could also find support on your 0.69. You might find support right here on your 618 and turn up from here. Just the way that it looks to me, as far as this fib goes, you're hugging the 618. You've bounced off it enough times. You're getting lower highs, holding previous fib areas above you as resistance now. That generally does spell that you would come down to the 786. The nice thing, the beautiful thing about it is you're not, very likely in my opinion, not going to see extensions. Just because of how strong this 618's been, I don't think you will see extensions. But deep retracements, probably. That would be my expectation. So right now, Ethereum Classic, I think you're going below $8, man. That's what I got to say. Above $5, below $8. Very big range, but it's not going to look pretty here in the coming days, and that's okay. That's okay, man. Cheaper opportunities to buy. They might go bankrupt, man. They might not, though, right? Like, maybe they'll just scoot more up. And see, something like that, as bearish as a chart looks, when you have an institutional investor come into play, man, they can save it. They can do things that just don't look right on a chart. So it could drop to like these areas again, and then boom, triple bottom out of here. That'd be like a quadruple bottom out of here. But enough volume and enough movement the other way, it can change the price. So who knows? BCH Bull yet? I have not tried out BCH Bull yet. Bcashy. We're gonna talk about Doge, and then we're gonna talk about BCH Bull. But and then actually we should talk about Ethereum too, because someone was talking about Ethereum. But yeah, man, Ethereum Classic, I do think goes lower. That's my opinion. The 4-hour RSI looks like trash in comparison to the price. Yes, I think so. Most cryptos do right now. It's nothing special. The daily RSI looks like it wants to go lower, and the weekly RSI is sad. Very sad. So one way or another, hopefully it doesn't break this low. If it breaks that low, then the prices I'm talking about are very, very real. Even right now, they're pretty real, but as long as you're holding this low and not going really too near it, I would think that there is hope. There is hope that you might not even end up going below $13. So Anyways, moving on. Gonna talk about Dogecoin now. Doge USD. I love to start off Dogecoin anytime I talk about Dogecoin the same way, you guys. I love to do it just like this. If you've watched me, you know exactly what I'm going to do right now, because I literally start off every Dogecoin video talking the exact same way, because I like to give the big picture, okay? You can see, first off, very bullish, very, very bullish chart. Unlike most things that we've looked at on this stream and really in most things in crypto, this thing's existed since 2013. It has done nothing but go up. It goes up and then it moves sideways, and then it goes up and then it moves sideways. Boring and then exciting. Boring and then exciting. Way to short or long against various currencies and commodities like gold, silver. It's all on-chain, no exchange, no sign. Oh, so it's like an ETF but a DEX, huh? That's kind of interesting. No exchange, no sign up. I don't know. I'm going to look into it, Bcashy. I'll look into it, my man. I'm not going to look into it now, but I will look into it. You guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear that, but they got some fighter jets scrambling right now. There's an Air Force base around here, so yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's like an hour of a drive, but it's probably like 2 seconds of flight for them. But yeah, thank you, Bcashy. Looking at the first high here to the current all-time low, we take this top to bottom. You broke above the 1618 right here. That was your next cycle's top, okay? You broke above the 1618. This time from top to bottom here on this cycle's low, we again broke above the 1618. We even went all the way up to the 2414, all the way up here, finding support on the 1414. Kind of symmetrical, right? Resistance on the 2414, support on the 1414. You will see stuff like this, okay? Just keep that in mind. If we found resistance on the 2618, we might find support on the 1618. You see what I'm saying? Or the 2886 to the 188, you know, like stuff like that. Doesn't always have to happen like that, but just throw that in your repertoire if you use fibs like I do. To be fair, with how we've been hugging this 1414, just like I was talking about with ETC, I would think you come lower. This 1272 is below 4 cents, and I think you could go even lower than that. You could, yes, you could indeed go below 2 cents. You could come all the way back down to this all-time high right here, and you'd still maintain this like higher low formation that you have. Still a very bullish structure. You might not go that low, and I'm not personally anticipating prices to go below 2 cents. I'm more expecting them to go below 3.5 cents, but around 3.5 cents. Definitely below 4 cents is what I'm going. Dogecoin talk got the Blue Angels flying. Yeah, exactly, man. They heard it. They're coming out just for the Dogecoin talk, man. That's great. You guys got a good sense of humor, man. I love it. But the thing that I always start off saying is, again, from top to bottom here, you broke the 1618. Top to bottom here, you broke the 1618. If I think that Dogecoin is going lower than this low here, which I do think that it's going lower than this low here. Notice how these extended lines up here, they only grow more. They only get bigger. So if this is the low, then cool. These are conservative, or these are realistic estimates. If it's not the low, they're conservative estimates. They would only grow as we actually find out where our low is, which again, I think it'll be around 3 to 3.6, 3.7 cents, somewhere around there. Closer to 3 cents probably, though. Maybe even below, potentially below 2 cents. That could even happen. We could go, guys, we could go all the way down. Look at this. We could go down to half a cent. This is all the way down at 0.13 cents. It's 13% of a cent. We could go to 0.5 cents and still have a higher low. We go to 0.2 cents, still have an overall higher low. Though it would look weird. It would look very weird if we went all the way down to like 0.2 cents. We're like coming down to 0.5 cents. That's like right around here. It still has this kind of like upward looking look to it. But anyways, back to the main point. Again, breaking through the 1618. If this is where we are, then a conservative estimate, if we were to, just like we did once, just like we did the time before, break through the 1618, Dogecoin would go to a price above $4. And this is where T. Taylor, when you were saying $4 earlier, I was like, are you talking about Dogecoin? Because I do think that Dogecoin breaking above $4 is possible. Now, the crazy thing about that is that this would be a multi-hundred billion, with a B, multi-hundred billion dollar market cap, okay? And I know that sounds crazy, but there's 2 coins already that have had multi-hundred billion dollar market caps, okay? And this would be getting up to about $4. Well, let's do the math real quick before we get into this. I know it's around like 600 billion, just under that, but let's just do it real quick so you guys know that I'm not fudging it here, and so that I know it too, because it's been a second since I've done this math. Let's go to Google calculator. we'll do a couple more requests on this, and then I'll probably wrap it up. But because I got things to do today. It's been a fun stream though, you guys. What was I gonna do? Okay, right. So we're at $8.6 billion market cap right now. The circulating supply, that's what I want. Okay, so circulating supply is 140,953. 140,953. 816,383. 816,383. And then how many Dogecoins are minted every year? Something over 5 billion. It's less than 5.5. I want to say it's like 5.3 billion. I've actually looked into that a couple times, but let's say it's like 5.3 billion. Right now it's 140, 141 almost. So let's say by the end of the bull market, we've got another 10 billion, let's call it 13 billion, no, 11 billion coins. Let's say we have another 11 billion coins. So let's add 11 billion to this number actually. That's 140. So let's do 151,953, right? Is that what it was? 953,816,383. So 151,953,816,383 Dogecoins, okay? Do that times $4, and that gives us a market cap of $607 billion, okay? And that's accounting for new Dogecoins to be produced 2 years later, because 2 years later we should be near the end of the bull market, right? And that's when Dogecoin should pump. So a $600 billion market cap. Ethereum came very close to achieving this, okay? Ethereum did. Bitcoin obviously has broken through a $1 trillion market cap. So we've seen two market caps in crypto that have been at least over $500 billion. So even if the $4 number is pie in the sky, it might be too high. A $2.30, even a $3 Dogecoin is completely possible. We've seen those market caps before. And to further draw out the point, man, it's an OG coin. It's been around since 2013. It's the OG meme coin in the space. It's been tried, tested, and true. Elon Musk backs it up. There's talk about him using it on X, which X is supposed to be a financial system. He wants it to be like the world's best financial system, is what he said. That's like his current project that he's really like looking out. You know, Elon Musk last time in the bull market, he literally tweeted about it throughout here. These were the Elon tweets that pumped us up. He's talked about it before these pumps. He talked about it back here. He's talked about it afterwards. Everyone acts like Elon controls Dogecoin. I don't think he does. But I do think that the people who control it, if there are people who control it, they like to use him as their patsy. That's my kind of estimation. But all in all, looking at this thing, if it was, let's say, to go lower to about the 3, let's say it goes to around 3 cents. At the lowest, you know, maybe like 3.12, sure, right there. The 1618 then would be at $5, and that's still possible. That's still completely possible. I know it sounds crazy, you guys, but that would be less than $1 trillion still, and that would be a higher market cap than Ethereum has ever achieved as of now. But I would expect that Ethereum achieves higher market caps in its next cycle. You know, I bet it breaks through that $600 billion market cap line, and if any coin was to break $500 billion in this coming cycle that hasn't done it before, again, the only coins that have done that have been Ethereum and Bitcoin. If there's any coin, this OG coin, man, it's been around since 2013, that literally is like more decentralized than most cryptos. It's a joke that nobody cares to credit to. They don't care to give it credit, yet it's one of the most bullish charts in crypto. You just have accumulation, strong move up, accumulation, strong move up, accumulation. Everyone says Doge is dead, but look at how much higher its current market cycle lows are than its previous cycle's high. Like, this thing is one of the most bullish charts in crypto. You can buy real world goods with Dogecoin. You can buy Mavericks merchandise, you can buy Tesla merchandise, and there's other things too that you can buy with Dogecoin. But like, how many cryptos can say that? And you have Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, Vlad Tenev, who's the owner of Robinhood. 3 billionaires who publicly advocate for Dogecoin. Like, just, it's insane, man. It's to me, there's not a whole lot that most cryptos have going for them. There's always talks about promises and partnerships, but Dogecoin, the promises for Dogecoin are that, you know, X.com implements it. Other than that, man, it's cheaper, it's faster, it's safe, it's secure, it's more profitable to mine than a lot of cryptos are. You know, it's just something, I don't know, it's a very bullish looking chart. It has the potential to go up. And if it doesn't, let's say for the first time in Doge's history, we don't break through the 1618. maybe we only go down to about 420 cents, something like that, which would be a total Doge number for it to go to 420. Let's say it doesn't go to the 1618, which would be above $4 at that point. Maybe it breaks above the 1414, still above 240. That's still incredible gains, you guys. And from prices of like where we are currently, that would take us to about a 39x. So there are more exciting cryptos. There's definitely, in my opinion, more exciting cryptos from their current prices now with potential. But if Doge drops and you were to buy it on this drop, you could turn that 39x into something that's over a 50x. If it does go to that 1618, you're looking at a over 100x. And if it goes beyond that, just sky's the limit for this thing. But I don't think that you'll go too much higher than $4. I doubt that you break $5, but it is possible. But a multi-$100 billion market cap is what I think is in store for Doge. Now, with all that being said, I'm getting off topic here, man. This is why I don't talk about Doge too much. I can go on forever about it, I swear. But looking at this thing, rejecting the 50 like this, very bearish looking RSI. You're holding the lows like a lot of cryptos are right now. I think, throughout this whole accumulation phase, you do have higher lows, I guess, do you? Yeah, you do have higher lows, which is something that you got going for it. But as soon as you break this low here, as soon as you break this low, but really when you break this low, I think that it'll be game over for Doge, and that's when you'll see your descent down below 4 cents. And that low right now is coming in at about 5.6 cents on Bittrex. Let's look at it on Binance real quick. On Binance, that low would be at 5.3 cents. So if you break below 5.3 cents, I'd say that's a probably more legitimate number at all. If you wick below it, if you close below it, whatever, below 5.3 cents, I think that prices below 4 cents are in the bag. I think it's coming. But yeah, I definitely like Dogecoin, you guys. I think it's going to do well. Let's talk about one more coin. What was it that you wanted to talk about? Jets are coming for me, man. Dropping mad candlesticks. Let's see. We were going to talk about, what was it? Solana. Boderham. We're going to talk about Solana, and then I'm going to wrap things up here, and then we're going to go, cuz I got to go, man. I got things to do. Looking at Solana, I do think it goes lower. Nothing really too new is going on. This week is down about 6%, which is nothing in the Solana world. You've had worse weeks, you've had better weeks for sure. You are getting to your oversold zone. It looks like you're definitely in this downtrend in the RSI. You can see lower highs here, lower lows. Probably get down into the oversold zone again, have a final flush move to the downside, something like this. I doubt you take this low out. That's at 13.26, and I have been saying for a while that I don't think you go below $17. I think you go around there, but not below $17. $17.45 is the bottom of this sweet spot, which you're almost there. So maybe you go just slightly below it. Man, I've been saying that, since maybe we're getting there, man. We might be getting there right now. So maybe in the coming week or weeks we get there. You could go a little bit below this. Maybe you do go all the way to your 786 at about $16. But at the moment, I'm kind of under the impression that you don't break below $17. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but lower. And then from there, we can talk about higher prices. I do think, I do think that it's got a bullish future in store for it. But at the moment, probably, I don't know, man. That could have been the low. That really could have been the low. That could have been it. Let's see actually on the 4 hour. Maybe not. I think it goes a little bit lower. I would say I think it goes a little bit lower. But you're getting there. It's exciting to see. Again, one of the more bullish patterns. I'd say you got a flat top. A lot of things have a flat bottom and a descending highs. This has a flat top with ascending lows. It's nice to see. So I do think soon it will continue its onslaught to the upside. How much higher does it go? I don't know. This is one of the coins that I have a hard time believing it will break into new all-time highs. I think it's possible. It definitely is worthy of that, but it is a new coin. It's only been around since 2021. Being through one bull market, to me, does not guarantee that you're going to see all-time highs, new all-time highs. So it could, it has been relevant for quite some time, but we'll see. We will definitely see how this goes. I do think, being at $18 right now, I do think it's at least good up till about $69 to $88, somewhere in there, maybe even higher. But until we see how we react with this kind of sweet spot up here, I'm skeptical if we even break highs. But at the moment, I think you're getting close to your lows, man. I think you're getting close to your lows. If not, you already have them. But I kind of would think you go a little bit lower, but probably not below $17. That's my honest estimation of this thing. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you all for coming. If you guys like the stream, leave a thumbs up. Please feel free to leave any requests in the Discord. I left it in the description. If it's not there, just refresh it. If the link doesn't work, refresh it. It's got the old link, so if you refresh it, it'll show the new link. But thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate all of you. Take care, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Peace. Thanks, Dana. Thank you, RA. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.